So I designed the London system with the material first approach. So we started by looking at kind of what local materials were available in Kensington to use. And we landed on using London plane, which is a tree kind of synonymous with the city. It's in all the major parks. It's the big kind of sycamore-looking ones with little spiky conkers. The wood's really special and really unusual as a wood. And I thought it was a beautiful material to use. So we worked with, we got all the wood from a company called Fallen and Felled, which work out of Black Horse Workshops in Walthamstow. And they fell London timber, so trees that are going to get cut down anyway, which would normally be chipped and kind of gone to mulch essentially. They take them and they turn them, they kiln dry them into beautiful hardwood timber boards. So we got a London plane tree from Kensington Palace Gardens, which was a kind of beautiful gift to the project to be able to use that. So I knew we were using this tree, and then I wanted to figure out how we can turn it into a chess set. I am not a woodworker, and so Vicky Hayward, the curator of the project, set me up with Jesse Bigley, who is a designer and a woodworker, and a kind of master in his field. And he collaborated and kind of consulted on how we treated the material and what would kind of work on the kind of time scale that we wanted it and leave us with a really beautiful finish. So together we kind of worked up the design of the pieces and finalized a kind of scale, and that's what you see in front of you today in process. So we went to get the boards, and then Jesse has cut everything. I've done a lot of sanding. That's been my contribution to the build primarily. And then they'll get slotted together and attached to make the pieces themselves. To differentiate between the design of this and other chess sets, we've really wanted to highlight wood as the material. So even I think in that angle you can see it's got waney edges, some of the rawness and the roughness of the wood's left in to really kind of highlight that material choice and to make it feel really rich to touch. To make the black side, which is behind me, we've used a process called ebonization, which makes kind of pale woods look closer to ebony, which is a black wood. It is a really fun process because of its simplicity. So you put some steel wool in some vinegar and you let that sit for a couple of weeks. And that turns into ferrous sulfate, which is like a liquid that's filled with iron. When that liquid touches the wood, it reacts with the tannins in the wood. So tannins are a kind of catchment name for about 1,000 different molecules. And you'll probably be most familiar with them from things like chocolate and red wine and tea and coffee, thinking about how like they kind of stain your teeth. So when you put iron on them, they react with the iron and turn black in this case. So it's not a paint, it's not a dye, you're just kind of rubbing the wood with this vinegar and steel wool solution. And over the course of about 10-15 minutes, it completely changes the wood. And from there, we will oil up the pieces, kind of give them a final once over, and then they're good to go.